Beat up little seagull on a marble stair, searching for the ocean, looking everywhere. And hard times by the city, and a hard time by the sea, and nowhere to run to, and nothing here for free. Hook up by the corner, waiting for a train. Drunk lying on the sidewalk, sleeping in the rain. They hide their faces and they hide their eyes. The city is dying and they don't know why. Baltimore, man, it's hard just to live. I get my sister Sandy and my little brother Ray. Gonna buy a big old wagon, gonna haul us away, yeah. And living in the country where the mountains high, never coming back here till the day I die. Oh, Baltimore, man, it's hard just to live. Whoa, Baltimore, just as hard just to live. Baltimore, man, it's hard just to live. Oh, Baltimore, man, it's hard. Oh, Baltimore, man, it's hard. Whoa, Baltimore, man, it's hard. Whew. Okay. That was fun. Hola, mi nombre es Nor. And perdón, mi español es muy malo. I'm going to try en español, pero yo ayudo for traductor, okay? And I did write this in español, but I'm not sure if it's correct. So if I say something like chistoso, broma, silly, please don't judge me. May be some funny things in there, but I'm going to use this. So, ¿escucha? ¿Está bien? Okay, perfecto. I'm going to put this up. Actually, hold on a second. Okay, hola a todos. Mi nombre es Nor Cherry. Soy una sopa de muchos ingredientes y sabores diferentes. I know, as a joke, I'm a soup. I like, ¿te gusta comida? Because I love cooking. I love cooking. I relate to, you hear me talk about music like food. So, because siempre tengo hambre, so I think. So, tengo muchos roles en la industria del entretenimiento y las artes. Soy el director ejecutivo de dos empresas con sede en Hollywood, Symphonic Planet y Cookie Monster Media. Soy director de cine internacional compositor de cine y orquesta, productor de música, multiinstrumentista, artista. Artista. I'm also learning Spanish today too. Gracias. Okay. Etnomúsico, chef de especializado en cocina mundial, precisamente Malaya y Asia, y los más importantes, y soy emprendedor y narrador de música y medios. So today's masterclass I want to offer to you is, wow, I need to speak closer. Okay. It's something very important. I'm sorry, switch to English. To me, I learned over many years of working in the industry. And a lot of what I want to share with you today is something I wish when I was in school that masterclasses taught me, or that school taught me. How to make money, how to make a living, make a career. Yo estudio aquí to tocar músico. Perfecto. It's important. Be good at your instrument. Pero how do you, después, how do you make a career? How do you continue? How do you do your best not to work a trabajo is not músico, your passion? It's a problem since the beginning of time. It will never change. Only you can change that. ¿Entiende? So, the key, the main theme, ¿qué se dice theme? Tema. If today is Historia, the story. No matter what, I'm going off a script. No matter what career you do, no matter what you do, if you work in cafe, if you work as an accountant or a president, well, let's not say United States, let's say Mexico, right? Because I'm glad I'm here right now. Doesn't matter. The most important thing, and marketing especial, is story. And this connects for us musicians as well. It's the story. It's the most powerful thing our species, our humans, offer to the world. It's what makes us different, that we tell stories. Pero how? ¿Cómo, right? How do we tell a story? How do I tell a story through my career? How do I tell a story to sell music? How do I tell a story to an audience? How you position yourself, and let me know if I need to stop and you can translate. How do I position and tell a story and make money? Mira, everything you do is about a story. Pero ask yourself a pregunta. Why? ¿Por qué? Why do you choose to tocar música?
El tema de hoy es la historia. Se trata de vender una historia y lo que más importa es la historia. Es hacer esa transición de hacer lo que sea de tu vida, sea contador, sea abogado, lo que sea, es saber decir esa historia y es lo más importante que vas a decir.
Gracias. So, Abril, why? ¿Por qué you play music?
Porque me gusta mucho, yo empecé a tocar porque me gustan mucho los géneros tradicionales, ¿no? En general.
Uh-huh.
Y porque pues me apasiona la guitarra, me gusta la manera interesante en la que está construida, ¿no? Empezó por allá y pues porque me gusta mucho la música en general.
Okay. Señor, ¿qué inspired you to pursue your career?
¿Qué le inspiró a seguir su carrera?
And I'm going to pick on you. I'm sorry, but you can't. This is like stand-up comedy. I'm going to ask you questions.
Bueno, en mi caso, yo no tengo una carrera,
Mm-hmm.
pero lo hago de manera independiente.
Okay. ask yourself this question, ahora. And take like 10 segundos. Why? When did you know? What and when did you know you wanted to do music or anything in your life? ¿Por qué?
Pregúntense qué y cuándo decidieron, o cuál es la razón por la cual ustedes decidieron estudiar música.
Okay. Just think about that for a second. So, hola, bienvenidos.
Hola.
So, I'm going to ask some questions here. ¿Te has preguntado cómo sonaría si tuvieras tu propia banda sonora, tema musicales creado o reproducido para tus experiencias en la vida? ¿Cómo interpretarías o componerías esas experiencias para que otras personas las sientan y las escuchen? ¿Te imaginas hacer de eso una carrera de la que puedes vivir? Esto es exactamente que lo hago en casi todos los aspectos de mi carrera. Una de mis principales misiones, entre muchas otras, es investigar la historia de la humanidad a través del arte y las culturas. Y mientras estoy inmerso en otras culturas musicales y gastronómicas, aprendo a combinar mi propia interpretación de mis experiencias mientras intento honrar esa cultura y crear música con la esperanza de inspirar a personas de todo el mundo a superar los límites de sus zonas de confort y perseguir sus propias pasiones y convertirse en emprendedores y compartir sus historias. Tengo una larga trayectoria estudiando en muchas universidades, en muchos programas de grado diferentes, entre estudios internacionales, jazz, guitarra, bajo, composición para piano, negocios musicales, composición, cinematografía y más. Y crecí en una familia musical de profesionales de jazz y la música clásica. Cuando dejé mi ciudad natal en Florida para tocar música para los Marines de los Estados Unidos, cuando era niño había tocado en casi 2,000 conciertos corporativos y bodas. Y luego agregué la increíble cantidad de actuaciones de música que tuve que hacer en el ejército y terminar en la industria de Hollywood para descubrir que tenía que volver a aprender todo lo que sabía sobre la industria de la música mundial y cómo tener una carrera. Puedo sentarme aquí y contarte todas mis experiencias en Hollywood y mencionar todas las celebridades con las que trabajo y con las que sigo trabajando, pero honestamente no hace nada por ti ni por mí, okay? So it's no point. It doesn't matter who I worked with, who you worked with, nada. Those people do their own thing, you do your own. ¿Sí? Es importante. Pero algunas de las sugerencias que quiero ofrecer provienen de mi experiencia de uno de los viajes más importantes en la carrera de un músico, cometer errores. So, I want to offer this masterclass will go into 3 partes, okay? So, primero I want to start explaining maybe a poco music business. I can spend many years talking about music business. But I want to share a few things, a crash course, that maybe just to offer an idea. Go ahead.
Van a hacer 3 temas de esta clase y va a ser como un pequeño cursillo de music business, o sea, de negocios de la música. Y podría pasar varios rato hablando sobre negocios de la música.
Not only is this advice good in Estados Unidos, but I have learned that these cosas I aprender have helped me internacional. So I hope this gives you an idea. I don't believe I have all the answers, and I may not be right, but maybe you can take this and see what works for you.
Puede que no tenga todas las respuestas o las respuestas para todo, pero se los puedo ofrecer y ustedes deciden si les funciona a ustedes.
This is the most important thing in life, right here, aquí. I tell you, I learned the most by getting fired. If you have not made mistakes, I need to meet you. I don't know how you live life without making mistakes. Pero in your escuela, you have a problem with playing, I can't play this lick. Okay, maybe it's a mistake. Mira, we say mistake, error, see? Most important skill in life, see? Pero also in music, but in life, in vida. And I'll go into it a bit more, but I'm going to spend some time on this real quick, okay? So, vive una de esas historias clásicas de Hollywood. Sin dinero, luchando, sin suficientes conexiones, sin hogar dos veces en Los Ángeles, tomar algunas malas decisiones monetarias o decisiones desesperadas por sobrevivir. No consumí drogas, ni me volví alcohólico, ni nada por el estilo. De hecho, creo que esa puede ser una de las razones por las que puede sobrevivir. ¿Sí? Sobrevivir. Gracias. I have to pay you guys for my Spanish lesson now. Había experimentado que me despidieran en conciertos o perder trabajos o oh my God, this is a hard word. Arruinar las relaciones con la gente en ocasiones o tener una actitud. Todo cambió cuando comencé en mi empresa Symphonic Planet. So I'll go into that in a second. And sorry, I have like a whole script I wrote out for you guys. Anything you need to fix? Okay. And so you know, my main company is called Symphonic Planet. I'll write it down here. Okay. This is my company. I travel the world producing, cities, documental, music publishing, ethnomusicology. I get to be Indiana Jones for music. It's awesome. And I make a living, a salary from this. Okay? You can too. Don't mean you can't take my job right now, but maybe someday you can take my job because I want to retire. When I'm dead. No. Okay. Ya había pasado mucho tiempo en la escuela y había aprendido mucho sobre cómo tocar instrumentos, pero no aprendí cómo conseguir un concierto o cómo mantener uno. Más o menos seguir ganándome la vida con ello. Me volví muy dependiente de las giras y de vivir de sueldo en sueldo. Era una vida estresante y Los Ángeles era cara. Poder tocar no era suficiente para conseguir un concierto. Tuve que aprender y aprender que la clave para prosperar era aprender de todos los errores. Observaba en los demás y en mí mismo, musical y personalmente. En mi opinión, aprender de los errores es probablemente la habilidad más importante que puedas tener en la vida. Quiero considerar que el problema no es cometer el error. Se trata de cómo recuperarse del error y evitar que vuelva a suceder o saber reaccionar ante esa situación. How am I doing so far? Am I okay? Because I feel like I'm falling, like, okay, señor. Muchos de ustedes se preguntarán por qué hablo primero de estos aspectos de la carrera profesional y no tanto de teoría, armonía y técnica que tocaremos un poco más adelante. Muchos de los estudiantes que he tenido y de la gracias. Educativas en las que he enseñado tienen todos me hizo las mismas preguntas. He aprendido a tocar bien jazz, pero tengo que trabajar en una cafetería para pagar las cuentas y tocar música cuando tengo tiempo. Estoy luchando por perseguir mi sueño. ¿Cómo hago eso? Bien, volviendo a los errores. Normalmente dedico muchas más clases a cubrir este tema en particular y los métodos para superarlo. Pero hoy, see, I look at her to make sure I'm doing it right. Pero hoy no tenemos tanto tiempo. Pero quiero ofrecer algunos consejos que he aprendido en mi propia carrera sobre lo que debe y no se debe hacer. ¿Quieres escuchar? Sorry, I said that weird. I was like, yeah, listen, you want to listen? No, sorry. Do you want to hear what I've learned? Okay, so some of this might be funny, just also some of it, he has the script, so está bien if I write in English? Okay. And if you want, you can also take notes if you have notes or take picturas. I need to... un momento. I knew this would come in handy. Okay. If I can open this. Okay. Okay. Oh, gracias. So, okay. Anyone here already working in tocar gigs anywhere?
Si alguien está trabajando ahorita tocando en algún lado, en el hueso.
Sí, aquí. Okay, you're a bajista, see? So of course you're working. Everyone needs a good bass player. And anyone else? Okay, well, yeah, no. See? What do you ¿qué instrumento?
Bass, bajo.
Wow, you play bass? Oh, muy bien.
Qué curioso.
Nice. Cool. Anyone else? Those look like what? Okay, those guitars over there. See?
Sí, guitarra, pero no.
Free bird. Is that what you do? Okay. Number one thing for me. No. I know this is difficult. Don't drink too much beer or alcohol or drinks at a gig. I know I'm sorry, this is one of my rules. And this ties in with one of it. I've been through this too many times. Now for me, at gigs, maybe I have dos drinks. All right, I know you guys really love the fiesta, but there's a lot of problems. with this. You think, and this goes with, if you smoke marijuana too, try not to. You think you're playing well, but you're not. Not true. It feels good. It's okay to relax. My favorite thing is if my drummer plays too much, I give him beer. I didn't say this in school. If you're of drinking age, but don't, stay away. If possible, drink después. I tell you a story. A mistake I made. I was a conguero. So I play, yo tocar más 15 instrumentos profesional. And now, realidad, 20. And it's my trabajo to estudiar many instrumentos. It works great for me as a conductor and for composing. And one of these, I was a Marine and I was performing in San Diego. And also eat before you go to a gig. Eat, at least something, and I was playing with fantastic jazz musicians. And I'm playing, and then during the descansas, a break, they're like, Nor, try this port wine from France, it come. And I'm like, cool, I've never tried this. Yo tengo 22 años, years old at this time. No problem. I drink pequeño, ¿sí? Pequeño. Es miedo, scary, peligroso. Throughout the gig, I don't know why, mi mind think I'm playing tempo, está bien. But realidad, I'm dragging, I'm slow, lento. And I can not control my hands, nada. So what happens? The keyboard player stops in the middle of the song, stands up and says, gig is over, we're done, I'm never calling you again. My first experience getting fired. I learned a lesson. Okay, not a big deal, right? Pero these are experienced musicians. I never worked with them again. I lost that gig for a very stupid mistake of not eating and just don't drink until después. I wish I learned this sooner because I would have learned aprender más with these musicians. I lost that opportunity just because I had one drink. Just don't drink. Drink later. Also, another thing for me, I avoid working with people who drink tequila at gigs. Because my experience is that they either are too crazy or they no recuerdo, pago. They don't pay me, they forget, right? So this goes into a lesson of saying no. No is a powerful word. Mira, it's okay to say no, I don't want to. It's powerful. It makes you more valuable. Would you like to translate that? I'm not sure if they all.
Es más valioso quedarse así.
Sí. To say no. But just pay attention. And you learn this through your career, what to pay attention to. You have to have a rule. Have rules for yourself. ¿Está bien? ¿Entiende? Okay. Simple. I know, it's like, you're probably wondering, like, why is he talking about these things? But these are very simple things every time I see. Bring power. Bring a charger for your phone, iPad, for your amplification, something. So many problems happen. No gig happens if you're not prepared. Always be prepared. Okay. This one. This is something new for me here. So okay. Here, I'm sorry. Details. Okay. If you are in charge of the gig, of the concierto, you are the director, and you need to give information to musicians. I understand, yo entiendo, aquí you use WhatsApp and WhatsApp groups. I tell you this, in Hollywood, this is no. This would never happen. Well, also people in Los Angeles don't like to talk to each other. So, I don't know, do you want to translate that?
En la industria de Hollywood, utilizar WhatsApp es un gran no.
See, and for a reason. If you experience a high professional gig, they will not send you a WhatsApp message and with the group. It's your responsibility as, this is something I learned. ¿Qué tú sabes, contractors? You know what contractors are?
Un constructor.
Do you know? Okay, contractors are your best friends in the industry. Contractors, they give you work, in most cases. Now, sometimes a contractor is a musician in the banda. Sometimes a contractor is just the person who finds and hires people. The contractor for building, edificio or buildings, whatever. Same, igual in musical industry. Very important to be friends, to be nice and to make friends with it, because they can give you a career if they like you. I was a contractor in Estados Unidos before I moved to Mexico. And it was nice, but and one of the things is very important is you have all the detalles, and instead of WhatsApp, because the problem with WhatsApp or text is you have to search, see? Oh, ¿qué información for gigs, things like that, is confunde. And the people who are paying mucho dinero don't want to do that. What they do is they have your email, and they give you, antes, todo detalles. It's a great idea to practice that ahora, because you need to know everything you need to know. If you need to change things, it's okay. But it's much easier to find details for the gig that you're giving to people in an email than it is to find through text. Right? Be organized. Organization is the key to success in anything you do. Be organized.
Entonces, primero que es muy importante llevar una buena relación con los contratistas, que él fue contratista de un tiempo, y el contratista es el que te consigue el dinero, o sea, el caimán, pues. Y que si tú eres director musical para un trabajo, que tienes que asegurarte hasta el último detalle en detallar todo lo que se va a utilizar para el concierto. Es importante que sea a través de email, porque a través de WhatsApp se pierde entre tanta información y es como más serio el llegar a un trato con un PDF y en un email, por si llegas a tener necesidad de cambiar algunas cosas o ponerte de acuerdo con la persona que te está contratando.
It's important, if you're in charge, to give the information that it's done. Pero if changes or discussions, use WhatsApp or use text, use Facebook. Está bien. It's okay to talk about things. Pero if someone asks you, where is it? What time is it? What are we playing? How much are we getting paid? It's not always fun for individuals to give, hey, this question, same question. So answer all the preguntas in your email ahead of time. So all you can focus on is the music. See? ¿Está bien? Always do business first and then fun later. Okay. That's a silly one, and I'm still working on this one too, because I get Moctezuma's revenge here in Mexico. I feel like I love Mexico, but Mexico is trying to kill me with the tacos. So, no, seriously, I was in a hospital, and it was terrible. I couldn't do some gigs because of it. But this goes to this. Entiende, understand salud, your health. Understand your body. Mira, our job is physical. is physiology is important that we stay healthy. All right? I know so many musicians who do not sleep. And I know you students, you don't sleep. You have exams. Plan your rest. Prepare. If you know that and I'm guilty to this. I drink Monster, so. But understand how your body reacts to food. 2 hours antes, before a gig. Okay? I'll tell you a funny story. But it's important because if you do not feel good at your gig, you cannot play well. It's not fun. It's these things. It's the things that's not about music. Mira, it's nothing about music. It's about you taking care of yourself and being organized so you can play music. I wish I learned these things a long time ago. And I tell you why. All right. And I almost killed the salsa band I played with in Santa Monica. I know, this may be too much, but if you get really gassy, it's not fun for your drummer or if you're, other musicians to smell you, okay? It's distraction. It really is. No, en serio. I played a salsa gig. It's story. I'm in Santa Monica, Hollywood, LA. And we did sound check with the salsa orchestra I'm playing with. And they put us on a stage and it's open. Pero it's a band, pero pequeño espacio, so we're all very, very close. Yo tengo, a tempo for break before the gig. I see a comida, at this festival, and I see, ¿qué se dice? Chicken and waffles.
Pollo con waffles.
Yeah, it was. My first time, I was like, this looks good. I'm going to try. Oh, it's a bad idea. Oh, no. I eat 30 minutos después. It was a war zone. It was terrible. I watched the drummer next to me, and he's enjoying. And he cannot smell. The trombones miss their lights, everything, they don't know who this mystery fart person is. And it was me, and I'm just guilty, I don't want them to know. But because I did not know how my body reacts to chicken and waffles. And I made the band play worse. Because now they're not focusing on the music, they're focusing on where the smell is this coming from. It's terrible. Sometimes you cannot help it, I understand. But try to be careful of what you eat before a gig. Or else, it might kill somebody. It's not fun. So I know it's silly, but it's kind of true for me. Okay.
¿Sí? ¿Sí? Bueno. Es importante entender tu cuerpo y cómo tu cuerpo reacciona a lo que comes y a lo que ingieres, porque tienes un gig y cualquier cosa puede pasar. Y cuenta la historia de cuando se comió unos waffles con pollo y no sabía que le caían mal y molestó a toda su banda porque estaba gaseoso. Entonces, chequen sus cuerpos y entiéndanlos para que no les pase algo similar.
Don't be that person. Trust me, it's the most embarrassing thing. Also, if everyone finds out that you're the fart master, no one's going to call you for a gig. This goes to the next one. Smell good. All right? I'm super... Mira, if I were to... in most cases, if I was a gig, I better smell like a basket of roses around you. And bring deodorant. If you don't smell good and you're all very close, and again, same thing here, but hygiene. Be clean. Limpiar before a gig. Be clean. And this goes to, I don't know if in English or in Espanol is it, but dress for the gig that you want, not the gig that you lost.
Que es importante vestirse para la ocasión y él dice que te pistas para el gig, el concierto que quieres, y no para el que acabas de perder.
It's, I know clothes, ropa can be expensive. Okay, go somewhere cheap. But, if you look, dress for the job you want, not the job that you had. These things are super important. Invest ahora now for hombres. A suit negro, camisa, y blanco, and sometimes más tarde in your career a tuxedo. Sí, pero es importante this in good shoes. If you're a bajista or a guitar, shoes that you can so that you can continue your career. The probablemente in many musicians is that más tiempo. Say you are I'm getting close to 40. As you get older, your body starts to have problems. You get older, you're human. And standing is difficult, all right? Your health matters ahora. You have to take care of yourself now so you can continue to play music. Your technique on your instrument is important. If you do not have good technique and do not understand the health of how you play, how to position, you may lose your ability to play. Mira, my friend Victor Wooten is having problems now. Muy famoso. What happens to the world when he cannot play and slap bass anymore? We lose many people because they have to retire because they did not learn. Well, Victor Wooten has great technique. I'm not going to talk about that, but and he may see this and I might get in trouble. But it's when you study your technique, spend time. Aprender the technique of the instrument. Understand how to take care of yourself, for string instrument players. I'm deviating from my lesson, but it's important to align your wrist is straight as much as possible. If you break the wrist, mira, the strength in músculos is not in your wrist. Músculos is in your shoulder. The pulling motion. This is a stronger muscle. Use stronger muscles. So adjust your technique. And don't grip so hard. Things like that. Violinistas or singers, cantar. Understand. We talk about this but learn food recipes for your voice. Learn things outside. I want you to be able to continue to create music, but you need to be healthy. And we all do that because we're poor. Most of the time we're poor. But health is not expensive. Health is more expensive when you have to pay for doctor bills. Avoid that as much as you can. Okay? ¿Entiende? Is that good? All right. These are things I wish I knew. And mira, I trabajo in the military for 4 años as a musician y machine gunner. I wish I took better. I have health problems now. I lost hearing from playing crashing cymbals. I was like the monkey that was me. Pero no protection in my ear. Now I had to ask, Abril, am I playing too loud? Because I cannot hear some frequencies. And mira, you lose your hearing, is gone. It's gone. You cannot regresar, you cannot get it back. Many things in your health cannot get back. So you're young now. Start learning how to take care of yourself now so you stay young later. So you can keep making more money, right? Okay. Okay, I already went through that. Okay. Now I'm going to change things. So these were personal things. These are personal. Now I promise I give you more general career advice. This is really hard to do with Kleenex. Any preguntas on personal advice? Any questions on personal advice? No? One thing I'm not talking about today is how to deal with conflict, problemas with band members. I want to imagine that all of you are good friends and there's no problemas, eh? But if you want to ask that question later, when we get at the end of the masterclass, I talk about ensembles, and if you want, we can talk about that if you want. Okay, career advice. Here we go. Okay, first, before I go into that, I might have to translate this, but you need to understand something. And in addition to learning from your mistakes, you also need to be adaptable. ¿Qué se dice adaptable? The music industry changes tal vez 3-4 años every 3-4 años. It's changing. How we make money changes. You know, from antes in the past is record sales and performances and enseñar and universidad and other things. And then it changed to TV, then radio and records. Then the digital age. Now we have YouTube and everything, and now we have TikTok or Spotify and things like that. And then the rules and how the policies in todo país it changes on how you make that money. How do you collect the contratos for touring? So you have to educate, be aware of what is cambio, what is changing in the industry. You have to talk, you have to observe.
Como consejo de carrera nos aconseja aprender a hacer contenido, ya que él considera que cada 3 o 4 años la industria hace un cambio en cómo nosotros ganamos dinero. Dice que antes se hacía por venta de discos, enseñando a las universidades, y después pasó a la radio, la televisión, y ahora en el internet con YouTube y TikTok y demás. Creo que
Sí. Be adaptable. Okay? So, ahora today, everything's different ahora. We have to learn how to make your own content. All right? I've got myself a little camera here. Maybe I use it, maybe I don't. But your phone is very powerful. Make content. But what content do you make? Okay? Learn how to compose, how to set up the camera, how to look, what is your best angle, where do you sit, what format, learn. Okay, so you learn how to make videos. Está bien, pero making videos is not it. You have to learn. This goes back into the theme. The story. Who are you? Do you know who you are? See? You look confident. You know who you are? You know who you are? Okay, good. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Johan? Okay, nice. Mucho gusto. What are things that you love in life? What makes you unique? And share your life through that. The things that you play in music. Connect the musical things, your shows, whatever. This is marketing, all right? Story is what gets people to connect with you as a musician. Mm-hmm. And your personality. Mira, if you're aburrido, I don't want to come see your show. Pero and sometimes the personality can be interesting. Look, Billie Eilish, is different personalidad, see? Pero es very interesante. When you talk to her in person, maybe not so interesting. You know, I tell you, it's more boring for me. I worked with the Beyonce band, and it was boring. I have to say, it's very estresado. But then I go work with Slipknot. Muy interesante. Super cool guys, you know, really neat people. And, you know, I want to go see the show. I don't know any of their music, but I want to go see them. Because their personality is unique. It's something it's humanidad. I can connect with them. Learn to connect your story. Mira, there are many people, 9 billion or something people in the world. And there are many people that connect with you and your story. Find a way to express that. In marketing, we say, your fans do not find you. You find your fans. See? It's important because you need to, mira, no comunidad. No fan, guess what? Create. Be an entrepreneur. Create your fan base. You know, but talk about something. Life is about challenges. Life is about overcoming important things in your life. Many people are going through that. And in music, our job in, let's say, jazz. Someone tell me, what is jazz? Or why is jazz exist? If I need to translate that, maybe, I don't know.
La pregunta de ahorita fue, ¿alguien puede decir para ustedes qué es el jazz o por qué existe el jazz?
Anyone? Don't be shy.
It's like a gender, I suppose. Genre.
Okay, we became a genre, but it's original. The story is not an original story.
It was it was created to try to communicate like the people who talk like different languages.
Get what? Communicate what?
The feelings or.
Okay, getting somewhere.
The people like to communicate.
What is okay? There's a war. It's like, you know, Jedi wars. You know, dark and evil, but it's not true. Between classical and jazz. Now, in my opinion, classical was the old jazz, and jazz is just, you know, the new style. Okay, mira, is a libertad. Is jazz. It's not about the music, not the style. It's not the siente. It's wanting to say something, because life is difícil, especially for you know, African Americans in Estados Unidos at the time, in Louisiana. When life is difficult, we create art. We need to say something instead of hurt someone. Mira, ¿entiende? Es importante for you to say something, not hurt someone. And jazz was created as an act, an art for freedom. Now it's a style. Now it's a genre. You go to school and you study, you know, Art Blakey, you study Oscar Peterson, and you talk to Miles Davis, or you talk to Wayne Shorter. Wayne Shorter understood at the end of his life that jazz does not exist anymore. Jazz transcends John Coltrane, the album A Love Supreme. Mira, it took me 3 años to listen to it. And I was very joven, and I was like, I don't get this. You know, and then I understood. It was a conversation with God. It's no longer music. This is art. This is art in a very different way. It's about absolute freedom. But something to say something. Say something in your solos. And you improvise that. You study how to play the theory and harmony. But what does it mean? What does it mean to play a diminished chord over a major chord? Or what is it? What's the emociones with it? So, and then how? All right, this is very deep, you know, molecular science, right? Musical science. How your choices and what you play express your soul. And how does it express your story? Playing notes You know, playing can mean nothing. If you listen to Chick Corea later in his life, and then you listen to Keith Jarrett concert, there's a big difference. One person is just saying palabras, perfecto, makes sense. One person is playing phrase, historia, story, feeling something. Who do you connect with better? The story, probably, maybe. I know when I was young, I was like, oh man, super cool. Chick Corea, technique, wow, electric band, you know, Return to Forever, or this technique and that. And then as I get older, I'm thinking, I don't remember any of that or cared. I want to feel something. Todo, everyone feels it. And it doesn't matter what style of music you play. You can play banda, you can play norteño, you can play reggaeton. Doesn't matter. As long as you create feeling and you connect. So this goes to understanding who you are, connect your personality, your story, and it's difícil sometimes to be vulnerable. No, to do, but there's the benefit of the instrument in music. You don't have to, say something. You can play something. All right. Mira, an instrument is just a tool, an extension of you. How you communicate through the instrument is up to you. And learn your harmony and theory, but understand the purpose of how it tells a story. This is the most difficult part. So we'll go back. Okay. So I'm already here now. So can anyone tell me what is the most difficult thing to teach and to learn in music?
To transmit the feeling.
Close. Yes. There's a word I'm looking for. It's a term. But yes, that's essentially the idea.
Musicality.
Musicality? Thank you. Musicality. This is why I'm not going to go into harmony and theory. Only a little bit, but because you can learn all the techniques and everything. But if it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't has emotion or passion or whatever you intend, then it's nothing. It's not really art, is it? So this is the most difficult thing. Some people have it, some people are born with it, and some people have to learn it. Mira, it's okay. Don't feel bad. It's like, he's so talented, she or he's so talented, they can... It's okay. Don't worry about it. This is your journey, your personal journey to figure out what you feel and how to emit that, right? Okay, moving on. So, most difficult thing. This is a subject. Maybe I should start my own school. Once you graduate school, do not stop learning. Continue. Estudio. Because I tell you, the industry changes every 3 años or something like that. Keep educating on how to play your instrument, things like that. Don't ever stop. Okay, now, after school, you don't think about this now, but you think about this later. When I moved to Los Angeles, I had to relearn everything. I did not understand. So you're an artist. What are we the worst? We are the worst at business. Mira, we just want to play music, see? But what happens if we can't play music because we can't afford it anymore? I know that aquí in Mexico, taxes are different, but in Estados Unidos, everything about your career is taxes. You don't think about it now. They never taught me this in school. I had to learn this the hard way. If you don't know your policies, and maybe for cafe gigs or small club, maybe not a big deal. The club handles this. But if you're going to play big festivals, you want to tour or make big money or do music publishing, If you do not know what are taxes, how to pay taxes, how to get tax returns or do your taxes, this can shut your whole career down immediately, and you'll never play music again. You want to translate that?
Sí. Hay que conocer las leyes y cómo funcionan los impuestos en cada región, o por lo menos en nuestro país o en nuestra ciudad, porque no entenderlo puede llevar problemas y puede terminar con tu carrera si metes la pata.
My company is almost $1 million company in the US. Just solo musical, just writing music. Only reason is because we learned this. And we learned the other thing, which is how many, any songwriters or composers in here? See, composers, todo, anybody? You write songs, heartbreak, things like that, or about your cat, Okay, mira. This is another subject. This is a mysterious part of our industry where all the money is, most of the money is. Okay, you think that in performing, yes, there's money in performing, but music publishing, if you don't want to be a superstar, it's okay. You can be a superstar quietly and make this. There's 7 different kinds of music publishing. Maybe we can come back to this later, but I want to go back to here. Taxes. So, understand how you need to take care of taxes if you want to make big money. En Estados Unidos, en otro país, I know in Europa and if you understand the tax code, you make the money. And maybe you don't want to be rich, but I promise you, you want to make money, you want to keep playing music, you want to create music. So, understand who you owe money to, which is the government, right? What are their policies? When do they change them? Do you need to open a business? Register yourself as a business, all right? What does that require? I know it costs money. Also, contracts. Understand, provide contracts. If you're going to do bigger things, you need contracts. You need contracts. Protect yourself, right? Make sure everybody, in friends. Okay, so let's say the 3 of us here, we write a song. But we did not talk about who gets what when the song is finished, in the copyright, for instance. So we now the song makes millones de dólares in the world. One of you is going to get upset. No, I wrote this much of the song. No, I wrote this much of the song. Well, I wrote the hook. Well, I put this in the chorus. Well, I want this amount of money. That was a problem. We did not talk business in the beginning. Talk business first. Also, if you're doing a gig, if it's just you, protect your musicians, everybody else, So it's difficult, but it's an important practice. Discuss who gets what in the beginning. On a napkin or whatever, or your arm, take a picture, who gets what, so that no more arguments, no more things. If someone is going to make a lot of money, then we know exactly who it could. Everyone agreed primero. Agree in the beginning. Protect your relationships with your friends and with people that you play with. And then all you can do is just focus on music. All right? Okay, music publishing is a difficult thing. What I want to go about is, if you write songs and music, if you want to be a composer, understand how copyright works, and how royalties work, how to register your music. Because one day, I wrote music for Netflix, and I wish I'd learned music publishing, the rules, because I got screwed. But I never got screwed again once I learned. So learn from your mistakes, right? But I have a friend who wrote a song 20 años antes, and everyone forgot. He forgot. Didn't make it. Was a jazz song, actually. He woke up in the morning, and then goes to his box mail. We still have mailboxes, and open, and he got a check $10,000 US for a song he forgot from music publishing because he copyrighted. He copyrighted. You know, that's really nice. He put it into crypto, made a lot of money. Wow, okay, great. And that's just music publishing. The music, the business, the song is like a pizza, but there's like 2 layers, right? You know, there's like 2 layers. So if you think about it, so this represents writer, if you wrote the song, and this is the music publishing side. Music publishing is like, okay, you're in the airport or at the movies, you hear a song in the movie used, or I don't know, you're in the bathroom, you hear music, or you know, or it gets used for rehabilitation or for music therapy or whatever. There's so many different ways. Music, there's always money. Or someone wants to use your song in a movie, or they want to use it for political things. If you own this, you can decide how much you will charge them. ¿Entiende? It's a good gig, pero es no fácil. It's not an easy part of the industry. You have to invest a lot of time in songs, in writing, and you need to do it professionally too. Now the writer's side, if you write the song, that's it. You know, you wrote the song, put it up, you collect royalties. They call royalties. So, famous movie director, everybody knows Quentin Tarantino. See, he uses many songs from the past, really hip songs, like Pulp Fiction, for instance, or Django. Those songs have to be licensed, and they have to communicate with the owner of the license, and sometimes the song costs, oh, you want to use the song for 30 segundos? Okay, $30,000 US. Simple. And then the song gets played in the movie all around the world for muchos años. Whoever wrote it is collecting royalties, right? But if you own todo, you collect all of it. It's a nice check. And you don't have to think about it. Mira, you just keep making music, right? But it's also like really complicado. So if you write music, save money, register your copyrights, because someone can steal your music, a DJ, a rapper, or another musician who pretends to be you. But if you don't protect your music, you will lose all of your identity. Your art is importante, is special. Protect it. Okay. So this is the next thing is about this goes to here, okay, and then this goes to here. So in the past, everyone knows what a manager is for music. See, okay. Now is not as important. Everyone thinks that you need to have a manager at some point in your career. No, not true. You can manage yourself. If you learn all these things, you can manage yourself. At least, no. But managers make sense. There's 2 kinds of managers in the world industry. A personal manager, who's the person who's your biggest fan, who will drive you and who thinks about your career, right? Who tries to find you gigs, but is not responsible for it. And then you have a business manager who is this times 10, you know, the next level. And they can book your shows, they handle all your life expenses, todo. This is something you experience when you're in a major label. But the 2 most important people in your career that you should be prepared to hire will be a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer, a small business lawyer or whatever, to handle your contracts or then understand the policies, and they talk to the accountant. This person you hire maybe hourly to make sure that all of your expenses that you spend, you spend money on makeup, on clothes, on guitar strings, or books, or videos, whatever. that money you should get back somehow. I don't know your policies here, but the accountant should know how to put that together to make sure you can keep doing. These two things, super important for the career, for your long term. And finding. Symphonic Planet, we have two lawyers, 3 accountants on one for corporate, one for small business, another one for filing. Estados Unidos is a pain in the ass. But lawyers, we have 2, and 2 for different reasons, and protect us so that we can keep making music, right? Okay. So, the thing that really helped me a lot in my career is learning how to learn. It's a skill. Understand if you have learning disabilities or you learn a certain way, understand how do you learn and how to learn efficiently. Because your competition is already ahead, already learning faster than you. They're already learning everything. How to do business, how to have a career, how to play music, how to get music out to people. And if you're learning an instrument or you're learning life lessons, how you learn is muy importante. Okay. So those are a few things I want to talk about. ¿Preguntas? Yes.
Can we take a picture?
Yeah. And if you want to get my number later or something, I can send you this whole thing too, And I have it in Espanol, so. Okay. Any? And you can ask in Espanol too if you can.
What was the process to take your company to the level that it is now?
I made some very strange choices. ¿Qué tú sabes, Burning Man? It's a festival in the desert. Woo, vacaciones. Okay. Now, okay. So this sounds weird. I make business deals in context in this weird, extraño lugares in the world. Burning Man, if you don't know what Burning Man is, a festival in the desert in Nevada, where everybody pretends to be somebody else, and you have tons of parties. But we have a jazz club. It's awesome, and. Pero it's organized by gente de Silicon Valley. So these nerds, which I'm a nerd too, but these nerds put this festival together and they build a ciudad in un meses, and then they just live, no money, no dinero, it's just a gift, a regalo, economía. Pero mucho like entrepreneurs, business people, scientists, celebrities, and you make a lot of connections in the festivals. I do not like, personally, I don't like EDM festivals. Like it's not my thing. Pero there's otra cosas in the festival, workshops. I was recruited by the United Nations at Burning Man, first time. And then I gave a masterclass on Symphonic Planet, on what we do. And someone heard my music, and they work at Facebook, at the time Facebook. And then they got my contact, and I didn't think of any of it, but 3 meses más, después, I get an email that, hey, Facebook desperately wants you to write music for them. And I'm like, broma, right? You're not real. This is not possible. Nobody, like, what? Who sends a message on Facebook Messenger? But I met this person. He was part of my jazz camp. And met this person that works, I'm going to delete this from the video. And I met him. This is networking 101. Make decisions, do things outside of your comfort zone. See? It's important because it opens opportunities. It may be terrible or may be great. This opportunity, first in the beginning, I built my company and I was selling music software and writing music and scoring for movies. But and I had employees. But then the moment I went to this festival, my second time, someone heard my music. But so I went to Burning Man, and I met people. I also got other gigs, and it's not just Burning Man, but I did something that was not music related, per se. I went to go meet people in places where they need music. For instance, if you're a composer, go to a game convention. Go meet game developers. Go to a film festival. Go meet directors and make friends with the producers. It's important to be a cool person. Don't be a jerk. Be a cool person and say, be honest. Honest. Don't try to pretend you're somebody you're not yet. Or at least have reality check that where you are. But express, I want to build this. I am passionate. If I'm an investor, I'm not investing, there's two kinds of investors. One, they look at the end of the business plan and see how much should this cost me. But the most important thing is, I'm investing in the person. I'm investing in your passion. Because I need to count that you will give all the effort into this, into your music, into creating something for me, or performing. We invest in people. Those people have ideas. But the ideas, there's so many ideas in the world. A lot of ideas don't work. Because most of the time, not always, it's the personas. So think outside the box. Music conventions, great, make connections with musicians. But I promise you this, I never made much money out of my music friends. Sorry guys, I know if you're friends with each other. It's important to know if oh my God, where can I find a bass player? It's difficult, there's many reasons, but if you're personally making music and you're playing, go to places where they don't know where to find music, who to find. And then this goes back to your personality story. If you love playing board games or you love playing video games, go to places where there's video games and then find other things and connect with the developers or the fans or the people and share, hey, my music, I'm a writer and I make music and I love video games and it's about that, things like that. And then people connect already, boom, instant connection. You want to be the first person they think about when they think, where do I find a musician? I met this person. He's cool, or she is cool, and I want to work with them. That's the first person I know. Because I promise you, I've done some weird gigs, accountants may not know very many musicians. Sometimes the accountant is a musician, but that's a different story. And they have a commercial. Or they open a business, a firm, and they have an inauguration. All right, what's easier for them? To go on Google to find musicians is impossible. Most of us don't have profiles on Google. We're terrible. That's why you need to learn how to make content, right? For this one reason. But if you had found a way to, make connection with meeting someone like that, then you're the first person they think about, right? So I know that maybe in a lot of parts of the world, it's about who you know. So go get to know people. Oh, pero, problem, what if you don't like talking to people? What if you're afraid? Who here is an introvert? Okay, mira, being introvert doesn't mean that that you're shy all the time. It means you draw energy from inside, not otras personas. So, it's a skill you need to learn. You can practice this. Practice communication skills. How to connect with people. Now, it's más fácil to connect with people you have something in common with, right? So work there. Start there. Then you learn how to communicate with otras personas. But save your energy. Save your energy, your social energy, to connect for those reasons. It's okay. It is nothing. In fact, it's perfect. My business partner is an introvert. He hates people. But he's one of the nicest people I know. And he's weird. He's German. I don't know. I learned about introverted people through him. And he makes an incredible career being an introvert. But because he learned how to compartmentalize, separate his energy, and learning how to communicate and spend that energy for a specific thing with specific people in specific situations. And then you can go back to the introvert. You use that energy, you don't want to be around people, but you did your job. You can continue networking. Networking is not for extroverts. Networking is for todo gente, okay? Understand yourself, understand your social abilities, and then practice and develop social skills, right? Okay, moving on. Okay, now I want to talk about something is a big problem in the world right now. I'm gonna switch to my script here. Enough of this. We live, and does anyone need traductor, translation ahora? No? ¿Está bien? Okay, we live in a very, very unique time in our lives, in the industry. We have digital. We live in a digital age. It's más fácil to create music, to connect, to share music, right? But there's also a dark side. Also, something we did not have before, artificial intelligence. This is your main competitor. I'm not going to say enemy, but competitor. Artificial intelligence is already performing music or creating music. And so the question for a company or for a restaurant owner is, why would I want to hire you when I can have Spotify play music or artificial intelligence choose my playlist? What happens when we no longer need musicians to play music? Any idea? What do you think will happen? AI is already taking over. You know? I know it sounds terrible. You're in school, like, what? Why am I in school now? Why do I have to play music? Artificial intelligence, an android is going to play music better than me. You know? Okay. Do not be afraid. I do not believe that this is the end of us. Some people on YouTube are going to be like, it's over! I can't write hip-hop music anymore. And we got AI can replace singers too. It's scary. It's useful. Because sometimes, if I hire a singer and they have an attitude, I don't want to work with them. I pay subscription for AI. I don't do that, but why would I? What would I do? It's more important. It's really important, ahora, that you learn how to communicate and be a cool person. Give no reason for someone else to hire a computer to do it. But this leads to the next point. Okay, so I'm going to go read this right now. Quiero hablar de algo muy importante que enfrentamos actualmente en todo el mundo como músicos y artistas. El área de desarrollo de la inteligencia artificial y las plataformas de streaming es el nuevo adversario de nuestra industria. Su existencia crea una situación amenazante para todos nosotros. Es avanzado, impresionante, convincente y está aquí y puede que sea una pelea que no podamos ganar. Sin embargo, es posible que tengas buenas noticias y quiero ofrecerles algo de esperanza a todos ustedes. Tenemos una oportunidad única de centrarnos en algo crucial en la IA, el streaming no pueden ofrecer. Es humanidad. ¿Entiende? Was my translation? Hey, cool. Personalmente creo en nuestro futuro inmediato. La clave para mantener vivas nuestras carreras es vender y compartir la experiencia humana. Esto es muy importante para nosotros, ya que hemos digitalizado nuestras vidas por completo. No es ni malo ni bueno. La forma en que elijamos usarlo depende completamente de el evolucionado. Nuestra responsabilidad de interpretar música que nos recuerde a nosotros mismos y a nuestra audiencia, la historia y la importancia de nuestra humanidad es aún más importante que nunca. Este es el corazón de esta clase magistral en la que quiero centrarme. Nuestra y tu historia como músico y cómo interpretarla y elaborate en todas las áreas de tu carrera como artista. The currency. All good? That makes sense? I hope it did. It's important as we move into the digital age that our responsibility. Let me start over here. I invite you. This is my speech, right? I invite you to join me and my colleagues around the world in a very important thing, to retell our story. To remind people why music is important. Music is the first thing to lose its funding in any education or public or anything. We always have the least amount of money, but we have the most important job as a species is to remind everyone's story of humanity. Your humanity and how you play your instrument, how you play an ensemble, the story you tell, if it's instrumentos or letras or anything, is that connection, right? Now is more important than ever. While we have artificial intelligence, while we have digital, while we have Spotify, streaming, is that your music communicates humanity. Humanity is the one thing that connects, and the story that you have to tell to remind people why AI cannot do this. Your performance needs to reflect that. Now, in this after this, we're going to take a break, but I want to go into some techniques and some things. We're going to practice, if you can join me, practice, but some things that might help you learn how to build your show that tells a story, even if it's instrumental. How to tell a story. Because the one thing you do not want is someone, oh, cool lick. Oh, she was sharp. She didn't sing that note right. I'm hungry. Okay, that's terrible, right? And you're at a show and everyone's just hearing crickets and birds. Exaggeration, but it happens. So, as a bass player, I learned something early. Someone, a drummer, it was a drummer from the Count Basie band. I think it was Duffy Jackson. He come over, he did two things to me. He said, play every note its full value, no matter what. Give its full meaning, every note. Also, as a bass player or percussionist, now I don't know here, but in Estados Unidos we have black people. If there's a black guy in the room, watch him. If he's not moving, you're not playing good. Watch. So, and this lesson taught me, and I pay attention. If people are not feeling something, then what am I playing? I need to change. I need to change my feel. I need to change how I play, right? The feel is important. I have more. Okay, so I'm going to go into storytelling now. Before I go into storytelling, anybody need a break? Are we good? ¿Está bien? Okay. I've learned this one advice. Might need to translate this, but you're going to go through your career as a musician playing many, many shows, many gigs, I hope, all right? But when do you know when to say yes or no to a gig? Does anybody have an idea, or strategy that you have learned?
Dice que cuando vamos a tener un concierto, nos pregunta si sabemos saber cuándo decir sí, cuándo no, y si tenemos alguna estrategia como para decidir cuándo es propicio y cuándo no lo es.
Okay. I have a rule. A gig is worth it if you have 2 of the 3 things. 1, if the money is good. 2, if the people are cool or good or fun. 3, if the music is good. Now, I hate to say all music is either good or bad, depends. There's some bad music, guys, come on. But if you have dos, tres, 2 of the 3, I say yes. Okay? And there's a rule that helped me a lot. Because I used to say yes to todo. And it helped me nada, nothing. Did not help my career to say yes to everything. I'm what do you call it? Empathico. I'm like, yes, I want to help. Yes, I can. Oh, yes, I'll hold your baby. You know, like you know, say, oh, yeah, okay, weird. You know, oh, I want you. God, I sometimes I wish I'd learned this lesson because you play some strange gigs in Hollywood. I'll tell you two weird gigs I played. One, I played for a cuddle puddle party. Anybody know what that is? This is something that happens in like probably Tulum or something, right? A cuddle puddle party is where people go in the desert under a giant tent and they hug each other in pajamas. I was getting hired to play music, kumbaya, for people hugging each other. It's weird. And the money wasn't good. And I wanted to say that the people were cool, but I did not join them, okay? I promise you, I have rules. But I get to create my music. So I only had 1 of 3. I should have said no. But I said yes so I can tell you the story that I did it. Okay, the other one, strange, see there's strange gigs, just like meeting people strange. There's a lot of work in the Jewish community in Los Angeles. A lot of work. I was very depressed in Hollywood, guys. Very depressed. It was difficult. Until I created Symphonic Planet, it was... I got a call, my contractor for percussion called me, because I had to play, Israeli instruments, Mediterranean instrumentals. And I said, Noor, I need you to go to Beverly Hills. Okay. What do you want me to do, Nisim? He said, I need you to go play percussion for the cutting of the penis. I'm like, wait, what? What? I just have this image, like, what grown man says, you know what? For a sleek look, I want music played for a while, I'm getting snip. It was like, no, for baby. I was like, oh, a circumcision ceremony for a Jewish baby. Why didn't you say that in the beginning? And in my mind, I'm like, this is violation. This is weird. Okay, that situation. The money was good. Solo only played 10 minutos for $4,000. Not bad. But the baby was, the whole time. And I was like, oh, God. All right, the music wasn't good. At least the baby could have harmonized with me or something. The people were not good because everything was late. Everything was muy tarde. And I had another gig to go to and a 2-hour drive. So I only played a few notes for the baby and then I left. I had 1 out of 3. I should have said no, because I was late to my second gig. And so if I followed my rule, it would have been better. It also been weird. The rabbi came out to say, hey, do you have any friends that need a... I'm like, no. I don't. What about you? No, thank you. Okay, so, and then 2 out of 3. It's a good rule. It worked for me. I hope it works for you. Because, so one more time, a gig is worth it if you have, dinero es bueno. 2, de gente es bueno. 3, musical is bueno. If you have 2, 3, go for it. Okay, I didn't say oportunidad, did I? Never. Well, sometimes, but do not fall for the trick of it's a great opportunity for exposure and promotion. No. Don't do that. They don't know what they're talking about. You decide. You decide personalmente if it's good for you or not. That is cuatro. But that doesn't exist, right? But if someone tells you that, red flag. No. Do it because you want to. Do it because you have rules, 3 rules. Not because you get exposure and then, nobody cares. Nobody takes a picture of you or posts or talks about how great you are. No, don't spend your time on that. You determine your own worth, okay? All right, now we talk about story. Algunos de ustedes están en la escuela para estudiar cómo ser un gran músico. Trabajemos, por ejemplo, en los confines del jazz. Nos enseñan a estudiar maestros músicos de jazz, transcribir sus solos, aprender las melodías, pulir tu técnica en el instrumento. Y cuando se trata de profesión, todos tenemos conocimientos común y todos hemos oído que crear tu solo debe ser como una historia. ¿Ok? Awesome. Pero, ¿cómo? Lamentablemente, no existe una receta única para el éxito en este ámbito. Parte de ello viene con la experiencia o con experimentar la vida. Algunos entienden la armonía y qué colores puedes agregar. Aprender licks es genial, pero ¿cómo lo haces tuyo? Now, we talked about this earlier, like understand how certain notes and colors create an emotion, right? Mira, before I continue, for me, I'm not saying this is rule. For me, musical is not a sport. Music is an emotion, right? The moment you understand that, things change. You pay attention to what matters and what not, other cosas. So, also, who hates practicing? You hate practicing. I say that because it is hate practicing.
Odio practicar.
Who?
¿Quién odia practicar?
Oh, you have great students here. Everybody loves to practice. Liar! I don't believe you. Depends? ¿Por qué? Why does it depend? Dime.
Of the song, of the repertory, what kind of song you are.
Anyone else have problems wanting to practice?
Wanting to practice, yes.
Yeah?
I mean, I like to practice. When I'm doing it, it's like, okay, I'm doing some progress, but not like having the decision or taking the decision to start right now. I'm going to practice. That's what I.
This is something you try to figure out your whole life. Like, what do I practice? How do I practice? Gary Willis was a great educator on Bajo from Musicians Institute, long time. I asked him this question. How do you practice? Or at least, why do you practice? He's like, He said to me the most unusual thing. I practiced when I feel like it. So if you don't feel like it, do you get any better? Mira, that's not the point. The point is, if you practice, when you practice, when you're inspired, mira, when you're inspired, what happens? What happens to the tempo? No pay attention to the tempo. You're just practicing. See? But when you have to practice for something and you're estresado, now you're looking, oh man, 15 more minutes? I'm sick of this. I don't want to play this anymore. And now your brain does not want to learn anymore. If you cannot train your brain to learn how to be inspired or to break it, you cannot learn. It does not matter. It's a science, I think. It's a science that if you don't want to learn something, you won't learn it. So why spend time on it? It's difficult because, pero I have a recital tomorrow, and if I don't learn this, or I have a gig tomorrow, Okay, so there's many things. Maybe ask me another time. I have some things. In my exercises will change, hopefully, your feeling on how to practice. I practice, and it's important that when you practice, it's a creative experience. I know it's difficult if it's classical or folk or jazz to make it creative. Mira, you have to, again, I said earlier, you need to learn how you need to learn. You need to understand how you learn. So if you can learn how to create an experience as creative, you create creative solutions. And this stays in your memory and you're playing forever. And then someday you're teaching a master class and everybody wants to know how you did it. How do we learn? The other thing is, how do we learn how to practice or how to play? We study other masters. We listen, escucha, the tips and everything. But you have to make it your own experience. Every practice experience, you walk into the room, todo is a creative experience. Think creatively. Try to find a way to make it unique for you, because you will remember. You remember the experience. You remember that, you know that the last thing in a human's memory to be gone is the sonido, the músicos. See? Music therapy is so important for all people. But if they can't remember your name, like, why do you look like my Uncle Terry? You can't remember the name. They'll have problems, as we get older. But you play a song, Ray Anthony, Bunny Hop, or I Will Survive, or something. They come back to life. The musical is internalized because it doesn't matter. Our job as musicians, remember, is to tell a story. It's the story of our lives, and remember these songs. So every time you perform, you're creating a memory, an experience for the audience. Make sure it's a good memory. Even if you do not play well, it's okay. It's okay, you have bad days. But you created an experience that was fun for you, and you learned something. And that the last thing these people remember, if they hear the song again, many things come back. So when you practice, think about how you create. How do you fix problems yourself for something that you're having problems with and you're playing, right? Okay. Elijo explorar el reino del lenguaje universal. Todos sabemos que la música es un lenguaje universal, pero ¿cómo? Sabemos que es un componente importante de cómo podemos comunicarnos con todos. Pero realmente creo que el lenguaje universal es aún más rudimentario. Es la emoción humana. Ahora, por ejemplo, en piano abajo. Ahora agregué todos esos sentimientos a la teoría, la armonía y el ritmo. Primero considera los ritmos. Este es el primer lenguaje humano que desarrollamos. Entonces ahora agrega la armonía, progresiones. The first language, I think, is what's important is to understand rhythms. In jazz, we say in solos, and there are no wrong notes, it's just bad rhythms. You ever heard that before? Entende? Okay. It's true, kind of true. It's a good rule. It's a good thing, a good advice. Rhythm is internalized. We feel it all the way. Mira, en lenguaje, en idiomas, when we talk, hablar is a rhythm. Todo, life, todo en naturaleza is ritmo. Pay attention. Escucha. No, yesterday my friend asked me, what's your favorite instrument ahora? And I said, silencio. The instrument is silence. Because when is the last time you listen to your thoughts? Or just complete silencio and listen and clear your mind? There's a lot of music, a lot of things to hear in silencio. That's why it's important when you're playing a solo, sometimes to add espacio. give a moment for space. Silencio is not silencio. Silencio is a statement. It's an experience, right? So if you can listen to todo, you can play todo, perhaps, quizás. Okay, we already talked about that. Okay. So I want to do an exercise. Okay. Something I do for creativity or to help me with playing is I created this exercise, a creative exercise. It's it's a random 4-chord exercise. So I'm gonna go to the piano and I'm gonna ask someone else to try. Actually, no. Anybody play piano? Tocar? Okay, you're up. Come on. Okay. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Oh, sí, we met last night. Muy bien. Sí, sí. Okay. So. I can see this. Okay, this is my exercise I do every day when I can, at my piano or any instrument. Okay, need 4 notes. Right, 4 notes. So random. Someone give a note. Okay, G, play G. Okay. All right.
E flat.
E flat. Dos más. A. Okay. One more.
C.
C. Okay, you ready for this? I want to improvise and create a composition with those 4 notes. You can make them think of it like chords or notas or figure, anything. Go ahead. Anytime. Mira, and you don't have to make it long, pero feel and express. Play. I want you to not think no perfectamente, just tocar. See, create 4 notes. Okay, so 4 notes is G, right? See, G, E flat, C, right, and A. Okay. How did that? ¿Cómo te sientes?
Pues, muy pena. Nervioso.
Muy miedo. Very scared. Because what do I do? 4 notas, ¿sí? Okay, gracias. I'm gonna.
Thank you.
Okay. I will try. This may be great, this may be terrible, and if it's terrible, you can go. If it's great, just. Okay, 4 notas. 4 notas. F. B.
G flat.
D. Uno más. C. C. Wow, cluster chord. Okay, so I can look at it like a cluster, or Oh, hi. Okay, so I went all over the place, right? Mira, it's okay. The point of the exercise is, and I went into a song I wrote because I felt like it. But the beginning is that what I do is I have tarjetas, and I just write the notes. And then sometimes the idea of this is how to do a lot with very little, and how to train your mind to not think about chord changes, to explore chord changes, explore a connection. For me, it was, okay, I don't know, I'm experiencing many sientes, but let me take these 4 notes, and I don't know where it's going to go, but I know mis sientes, I know my emociones. I'm going to let the music talk through these 4 notes. So I practice this because sometimes we practice structure too much. Structure makes us think a certain way. And then we get frustrated when we can't create new ideas in solos or songs. We keep repeating the same pattern, and if you want to break from that, to open, here's some exercises. Okay, I got 2 more exercises, so let's and then we'll take a break. And how are we doing on tempo? Okay. Okay, good, not bad. Okay, so we're gonna move the chairs to the side. If you can help me, está bien. Okay, anyone here canta, singer? Okay, perfect. Okay. Mira, I just need uno. Okay, so can you help me clean, limpiar? Here. So I had the opportunity. I had the opportunidad. Hello, Karina. An opportunidad to. I won a scholarship to study vocal improvisation in Hawaii. It was awesome. A long time ago. And this singer, Rhiannon, is one of Bobby McFerrin's singers from Voistra. She has an incredible workshop. And at the time, the master workshop I was there, was also with Lawrence Hobgood, who is the arranger and the pianist, used to be arranger and pianist for Kurt Elling. And incredible arranger. He made Kurt Elling's career, but they broke up. They had a fight over a Grammy. That happens. But this is something as a composer, and this is not just a composer, as a musician, it's important to understand what is your responsibility in the canciones. What's your role? What's your part? And how other parts work. And after I did this workshop, I learned a few things. I stole, but I made it my own. But I translate traductor into composition for string quartet. And it's a great example, it's a practice. If any person here, I really recommend practice writing string quartets. Quartets are incredible, amazing stuff. You get to see every single role very clearly, and then it translates to, más grande ensemble, see? Pero there are, to a musical idea. So, okay, I went to go study how to do the, workshop in vocal improvisation. The singers from all around the world. I was not a singer per se. I could sing. You missed me singing earlier, but I had to audition for the workshop, and I won the scholarship. So maybe I can sing. I don't know. In the shower, but okay. So. Okay. Any idea? Anybody? What are some cosas that make up a musical idea?
Travels.
¿Qué?
Travels.
Travels? ¿Qué se dice travels?
Yeah.
Travels. Oh, wow. Okay, that's very deep, profundi, right? Very profound. Okay, let's put that here. I think more. Let's think more theoretical, harmony, like harmony and theory, and different. What makes a musical idea? Like a canciones, for instance, the partes in a musical idea. Okay, great. One, melody. Okay, there's 4 of these. I'm looking for 4. All right, anyone else?
Rhythm.
Rhythm. Yeah, ritmo. Okay, we're going to stick this down here because it's very specific, and I will go into that. Because all parts have rhythm. Is important, right? Okay, so that's universal. Okay, anything else?
Structure.
Okay, structure. Let's put it here. Harmony, muy bien. Pero sometimes there's no harmony, right? It can still be a song. See? There's. Okay. Any?
The main theme.
Theme. Theme is also kind of goes in hand with melody sometimes. Okay? All right, one more, and then I will write it all out.
The emotion?
Emotion. Okay. All right. I want you to remember these things. These are very important in the song. But I have a very specific thing I came up with. So, melody. Apoyo, right? Is a soporte, right? Well, I'll just write support. All right, bass players. Yay, we got bass. Mira, I learned to develop a system, a method of these 4 things. Melody, a counter melody, the support for the melody, the connected thing, the motor. Guess motor. I don't know. A motor is a figure, a rhythmic idea, maybe, not always, but a motor is essentially kind of like the theme, the identity. Sometimes the motor can be, and I'll show an example on the piano in a minute. And then the bass, but not always bass, but I put this as the lower, the foundation, right? The foundation. These 4 things make up a song. However, this is what's challenging. So you can do this with 2 people. You can practice this, and you can do 2 things. You can have a 1 and uno and tres. So I need a volunteer, and I'm gonna explain. We're gonna sing, and or anybody else who wants to sing.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben. Okay.
Do I need to go?
So this. Yeah, no, stop it. You could be in the middle. So and then we're all gonna try this. Is that okay? All right. Okay. So and then we break into a 4-person, and then we'll explain. So. This exercise comes from Bobby McFerrin's circle singing. This is important because the most uncomfortable thing is to stand next to a person and sing. Hi. Hola. Okay, so, but the idea is to create and to escucha everyone, right? Okay, so, I'm gonna, come here in the middle. I'm gonna build a motor, okay? I'm gonna build a motor. And now there's 2 ways to practice this. One face-to-face, or next to each other like this, where you don't look at each other, right?
Okay.
But we'll start here, and then we'll try. All right. So I'm going to sing a motor. A motor is the musical idea, a ritmo or figure, that continues. And then you're going to add a melody. And then what will happen is that you will sing the motor.
Okay.
And I will sing a melody. See? When you pass. Okay. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, two more people. Dos más personas, uno más. Or else I'm going to call somebody. So someone volunteer. See? Okay. So we'll be let's turn this way. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, stop it. It's circle. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna assign a role. You're gonna be melody. You're gonna be bass, bajo. You're gonna do counter. So you can either harmonize with her, or find a line, maybe hold notes or something. Okay. But you can, and then I'll be the motor. Okay. All right. And take your time to feel it. Now think bajo. The motor. That's it. And everyone. Okay. So, for time's sake, does anybody else want to try before I move on? Because I want everyone to try, but maybe everyone's too afraid, so it's okay. But anyone else want to try? No? Yes? No? Because the next two exercises are going to be even crazier than this, okay? And we're all going to do them, okay? This one you cannot escape. Okay, so a musical idea in my eyes is we have a melody on top, we have bass, sometimes there's no bass, whatever, but you have to figure out what is the idea, the motor. We have a motor, and then we have the glue that connects the melody, the motor, and that on top of the bass. We can also see this in choral music, and soprano, alto, tenor, bajo. Pero the problem is that it doesn't explain rules. We understand some rules in the harmonic structure, but we don't understand the roles as a personality. Right? So when you consider playing in an ensemble and you listen to the song, the canciones, what role do you play in the song? What do you play? And how is this a musical idea built? This is how, when I teach my students composition, we start here. We start in the very basic with just singing and just understanding that, because the more you can sing, the easier it is for you to execute and tocar your instrumentos. You need to sing. I make all my, when I have students, I make them sing. It's scary to sing, but it's important because you not just only think, but you have to physically get it. Just the same thing when you say compliments to yourself. You know, if you just think compliments, your body doesn't feel it. But if you say, I am a good person, I feel good today, I want to do things, you put it out into the universe. It's spiritual, sí. Pero it's also physical. So your body feels this. Your body also needs to feel what personality or what role it is in the canciones. So it's a good practice. Okay, now I'm going to switch gears. I've had people come to me, Nor, I have problems with creativity, or I'm stuck, or I don't want to practice, or I no tengo ideas. My solos are boring. I'm playing the same thing over and over again. I can't break out and do something different, fresh. Well, you ask, Nor, how do you do that? Anybody? Nor. Okay, fine. I feel like I'm trying to be like kindergarten here. Okay, I have two exercises I do. And it's funny exercises, but they work. Let me start back. And if anybody need traductor, ¿entiende para mí? Understand me? See? Okay. All right. When we go through life and we study things, we are teaching ourselves the way the world works. These are the rules. We call these beliefs. If you believe in religion, or if you believe in tacos, I don't know, I like tacos. If you believe in whatever you believe in, these are ideas. Same thing in music. We believe that we have to play a certain way because the masters played a certain way. Therefore, I need to learn how to play that. But not always true. You need to find your own voice. You study the masters. You study the success. But how do you make it you? You have to think. I like to say, you have to pensado, you have to think like a freak. Right? You have to be funny with yourself. So, I have two exercises I have my composition students do. And one of them is, you can do this in Espanol, okay? Well, maybe I don't make everybody do it, but I need volunteers. You're not singing, it's just someone to hablar, to talk. So, anybody, volunteers? You can even do it too if you want. Okay. Anybody? Volunteers? Or else I'm gonna, okay, one. Dos más. Dos personas. One more. Two more. I'm gonna, okay, come. Okay, and uno más. And you can do this by yourself, by the way, or with your friends. One person, one more. Okay, gracias. Okay, we're in a circle here. All right. Okay, so this is a game. It's a game I play with myself and with other people. This game is a talking game. All right, so throughout your whole life, you've been taught grammar, literature, and that you have to make sentences entiende. You have to make them make sense. See? Everything needs to communicate something. But what happens if you make a sentence, but todo palabras are random and don't make sense at all? Can you do it? So, and you can do it in español.
Different order.
Sí, mira, instead of me saying, hi, my name is Noor and I like to play music, I do. Sometimes the Noor goes out and likes to lick the ground and then he finds himself in the sky screaming, hallelujah, I really love computers. What? What just happened? Mira, okay, so that's the exercise. The sentence makes no sense, but you have to be natural about it. All right? And you stop when you stop, but you pass. All right? So, okay, let's start here. And we go this way, see? My shoelaces love to do salsa, but sometimes the salsa, tastes like whiskey, and then the whiskey is just like somehow playing video games around me, and then I'm wondering, why can't I sleep upside down like bats? But bats are, something else other than entirely that I wish that I was a window, and windows make me feel really saucy. So what do you think?
Okay, I have to answer that. But
No. You just talk, but you can't. But we just pass, and then en español.
A veces me gusta salir a correr, pero a mis zapatos como que no les dan muchas ganas y se van solitos, saltan por la ventana y se van por unos tragos a una chelería que está como al lado y se piden unas caguamas bien frías. Y así, y de repente llegan a la casa y llegan bien pedos los zapatos. Y ya cuando quiero salir a correr, pues solamente como que me tropiezo y ya entiendo que son los zapatos que estaban pedos, pero a veces pues ya mejor les pongo perfume y con eso se les quita.
Yo pensaba que la vida era como un sol que llegaba y te alumbraba, pero tal vez este día no llegó.
Sí, estaba hace rato en mi cubículo estudiando y de repente me cayó un piano en la cabeza y de repente llegó mi roomie, me llevó a su escuela a estudiar algo de medicina, pero de repente estaba corriendo, pero estaba sin ropa y no sé qué pasó. De repente desperté y ya estoy aquí conversando con ustedes, pero creo que olvidé mis calcetines en mi mochila.
Did you know that pandas can do backflips? And then sometimes the backflips turn into ice cream. And then you do like ice cream? I love tires too. Tires on pandas. Have you thought about that? Or I don't know, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous, I'm calm. And then I find myself imagining, what would it be like to play piano on the moon? But then the moon, if the moon is an ice cream, and if the moon, clouds. Oh yeah, that too. Or someone else. Continue.
A mí me gusta comer, pero no siempre tengo hambre.
A mí me gusta correr en el cielo con las aves, pero de repente me doy cuenta que estoy pateando el aire, ¿no? Realmente creo que no estoy volando, pero a veces quisiera olvidarme de todo y simplemente ser uno mismo con las nubes y perderme.
Una vez me pasó eso, pero en realidad estaba caminando con cerdos en el campo y entonces recordé que debía hacer la tarea, pero me puse a tomar mucha cerveza.
Yo me gusta acariciar a mis gatos cuando no están volando. ¿Y ya?
Mis tenis huelen a refrigerador cuando los abro y me lo como y pongo un poco de té. Y luego mis gatos me maullan y yo los abrazo porque son muy suaves como las nubes y el piso se endurece y entonces me caigo y lloro.
Yo siento que los animales son espías, sí saben lo que he escuchado. Sí, claro.
¿Nunca has imaginado cómo sería si toda la escuela y los instrumentos fueran de gelatina? No sé, creo que sería divertido a veces poder que los instrumentos fueran comestibles, porque ahorita tengo hambre, pero creo que estamos aprendiendo mucho ahorita. No lo sé.
Creo que podríamos sustituir todas las ventanas de la escuela con lentes.
Yo a veces siento tanta presión que creo que me voy a evaporar. Y después, como que me entra como una náusea y vomito y son dulces. Y luego esos dulces los vendo a mis compañeros de la escuela a peso. Y ya que los vendí, con ese dinero que me dieron de los dulces que vomité, porque como que mi estómago y mi ácido gástrico es como mágico, me compro más dulces.
El otro día fui al mercado y compré 3 pianos y luego me comí un burro y le platiqué a mi mamá sobre mi mejor amiga que vive en Alemania y no es cierto, vive en Cancún. Y en Cancún corrí y luego me caí y volví a llorar y la ventana estaba muy azul, no sé por qué, si son verdes igual que el pasto y mis pantalones estaban sucios.
Me he quedado sin idea.
Okay. Gracias. Enough for there. So, okay, give me a hand, everybody. Yes. Okay, so what do you think is the purpose of this exercise?
La creatividad.
Yes, it is connected to creatividad, pero how? Improvisation, sí, pero what's going on in your brain?
Connect ideas.
Pero is it really connecting ideas?
I feel
If it's random.
the opposite thing of connecting them.
Exactly.
Like saying random.
So the problema, well, it's not a problem, but mira, we are all taught to think in a straight derecho, in a straight line. And that we are thinking everything has to be organized and has to be a certain way. Rules, grammars, todo. But the idea is, if we are stuck in one path and we want to take another path but we can't, how do we generate ideas that are new? We have to break rules. You have my permission, and please don't sue me, but you have my permission to break this rule. It's your job as an artist to misbehave. ¿Entiende? Be malo or mala, whatever, but within reason. Don't get in trouble with the police or anything. I mean misbehave. It's your artistic license to misbehave. So do something different. The idea of, mira, I ask you in the beginning, 4 random notes, see? What do you do when someone gives you 4 random notes? It's not an idea, it's nothing. You have to create something out of nothing, essentially. Life gives you limitations. What do you do with limitations is important, right? It's where creativity begins. So if you are stuck on something, I use this where I try to create, because the point is not about what you say, it's how you say it. ¿Entiende? How you deliver your solo, how you play a musical piece, how you perform a song. How you deliver, is very important. Now everything inside, sí, important, makes sense, blah blah blah. But the emotion, communication, human communication is mostly body language. Right? They teach us this. I think it's universal, I hope. Body language is, it says many things. So how you deliver a sentence that doesn't make sense might make sense in context. Contextual, right? So the exercise is about you retraining your brain to think differently. And it's not easy because we spend our whole lives to think. Society teaches us to play, or we have to play the solo just like John Coltrane, and we're playing stacked up solo ideas we learned from all these masters, and we put them together, but it's not my idea. It's different musicians' ideas. So how do I make it my own idea is practice. You have to train yourself to untrain your mind. Okay, I need 4 more volunteers, or 3 more volunteers, and then we'll switch. This next exercise is really going to take you out of comfort zone. And this is where it gets, and here's the thing I want to get at. We become adults. We grow up, become adultos muy rápido, too fast. The problem as we go older, as musicians, as artists, is we forget the inner organ, the child, the niño and the niña inside of you. You forget. Pero children are the most creative people in the world, right? But as we get older, we become less creative. We become less artistic sometimes. But we observe children, their mind is free. They make mistakes all the time. You need to make those mistakes ahora too, in a controlled environment. But we need to find the inner child and bring it out and perform that. And that is one of the hardest things as you go through life to do, right? Don't you think? We get very serious, and we get very serious about things. But we forget to have fun, and fun generates ideas, creativity, or so many things. Okay, so 3 volunteers. People different this time. You should have gone to the first one if you're afraid of being in this because next one is challenging, so I warn you. Or I'm going to pick people. Okay, you. I already had you. You. Sir, will you join us? Okay, perfecto. And then someone will switch to me. All right. This exercise is to have a conversation, but you have to make up your own language. Right? So in the last exercise, you use the language you already know. But now, you have to make up one. ¿Entiende?
Que inventas tu propio idioma para hablar con los demás.
Sí. All right. All right, let's see if we can bring the inner child. Okay. I get nervous too, don't worry. Me nervioso. Pero ejecuta. Pero que anda que sigue black. Duro. Pero da. Sí. Pero ya kunko kakuko kapal kan kita. Ya hua.
Kahwa tarama kotu maya nao. Soro no bom. Kahwa do lagi matoko. Sama. Alaya toko bru. Kahwa ya.
Boleh kita takpar. De pelapalapapa. De pelapapa. Mati.
Mamma, begaba. Perché mira, mi capura per capire il problema che cerchiamo di cercare di scoprire che mi la cunes e capire che sono che ne abbiamo studiato che ne sono che perché
Tidak pasolina para dia dolor.
Por favor, switch. Sí, sí. Sí, sí. Eso es. Por favor. En cambio. Es chan. Cambio.
No,
Shakti, ya.
Ya, barba. Barba, ba.
No, ves a Shakti.
Tabitita, mga tapati.
Tapate.
Sí, por favor. Sí, sí. Cambio. Sí, sí. Okay. Cambio. Okay, great, everybody. Yeah. Okay. ¿Qué piensa? What do you think of that exercise? It's weird. Oh, it's different, right? Okay. Okay, yeah. So tell see? Well, now you know how I feel as a gringo here in Mexico. That's my problem. To me, I feel like everyone looks at me like, and I'm like, okay. So you're breaking a connection. See, last one we were breaking connection of what makes sense. This one, tell me your sientes, your feelings, though. Tell me your feelings. How did you feel?
It's strange because I don't want to communicate with the other person.
Okay, sí.
Yo me sentí nervioso.
Nervioso, sí. Sí, sir.
Preocupado por la continuidad.
Yeah. You're worried about continuing, you see?
Como que había que ser más espontáneo.
Espontáneo, sí, muy bien. But isn't playing in an ensemble when you're playing a solo sometimes spontaneous? See where I'm going with this?
Insecure.
Okay, good.
Yo
Joyful, joyful. Oh, really? See?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was really fun.
See? Fun. Good.
I feel like a little bit out of my place, but at the same time, I feel like something was just flowing.
Awesome. So this exercise is, there are many languages, right? But the language of emotion is universal. When we talk about universal language, music as universal language, great, we get that. We entiende internal. But how? How is music a universal language? I've never met anybody who explains to me in the most simple explicar. No way. But then this is part of my research and in my work to understand the language of emotion. Emotion is how you emociones is how you communicate. When you're playing a solo, you're expressing story. You are doing an incredible thing. It's like circus in your mind. Is that you're thinking theory, you're thinking harmony, you're thinking ritmo, and you're thinking what makes sense or what feels. And you're listening, escucha todo. You have to do multiple things. Es estresado. You chose a career or a path or to study one of the most difficult things in the world to do. You have to, do these things, in your head. And then you have to cantar or you have to play. And then someone else has to like it. Maybe. I don't know. But this exercise is to bring the inner child. Because what is the one thing that stops you from playing something you want to play? Nervioso. Estresado. Mucho pensado. Todo. So many things. How do I break that? Okay, sometimes stress can be good. There's many different kinds of stress. Stress can be helpful to, when you work out, your muscles need stress to build. Or if you need to keep a schedule to, practice to accomplish something, that stress is good. Or stress with relationships with people, or sociedad, or whatever, or mucho información coming, and then you have to tocar. So what I want you to do with this exercise, you can practice this yourself, but what this does is, one, it breaks the way you think. It makes you be silly. The moment you can be comfortable, be cómodo, being silly, chistoso, everything, you are not afraid to make mistakes, to play, just play, to do something. Because the problem is that we are always afraid. When you're in school, you play to get, for exam, to get grades, pass or fail. Okay, I'm not a teacher here. I can't tell you that's not important. But in vida, in life, in career, you need to just play. It's okay to be afraid. It's good, very good. If you are afraid of something, it means you have something to learn. You have something to grow. How you face that fear is many different ways. And I, with my students, I do these two exercises with them to make them loose. Because after with extraño, or different people, or communicating, being put yourself in an insecure situation, like something like that. Mira, you have no instrument to hide behind, right? You have nobody else. It's just you, your voice, and whatever. And whatever comes out, it comes out. You have to accept whatever comes out, see? Now, the moment that you can accept what you played, you can move and understand and move forward into the next part of the puzzle of this game, whatever you're doing. So to break your thinking, you need to break your fear. You need to be comfortable outside of your comfort zone. Mira, is a square is your comfort zone, right? Right now, maybe let's say your comfort zone is, say this is your comfort zone, right? And this is another square. Your job as an artist is to expand the colores, the comfort zone, to make the rest of the square and beyond comfortable. It's your job to be uncomfortable, to misbehave, to think outside the box. You must find other solutions to do that. And sometimes it's not musical, but everything in life connects to each other. Music is a part of our story, but it connects everything. Why do we play music in a restaurant? People love to comer and escucha música. It goes hand together. Why do they hear music at the soccer game, the football games? You know, it's a sonido. It's conectado. Our role as a musician is connected to everything in todo mundo. Everything. So we must find a connection everywhere else too. That's why I say think outside the box when you network. When you network to find people you want to work with or contracts or whatever. Think in other places you're not thinking about. When you write a song for music publishing, okay, there are three kinds of songs in the world. In love, out of love, and everything else. Everything else is whatever. But the thing is that, you know, I tell you, in the music publishing industry, we have a problem. We have a lot of songs about love or sex, violence, drugs, party, this. But what about toilets? What about zapatos? What about ropa? What about, well, there's a lot about clothes. Like, yeah, well, look at my G, you know, whatever. But what about a song about a marker pen? Who writes a song about a marker pen? Well, guess what? Tiza Pen might not have a good song for their commercials. Maybe you're the one to write it, and that's your ticket to making, and then you can buy a nice house, whatever you want to do, or invest it in crypto, I don't know. But why are we always doing the same songs about the same things? Try something different, but maybe connect it. If you want to be a writer, let's say, do that. But and I speak from the composer side of things. But these are the things that are needed in the industry. In research, in music right now, there's so much musical in Spotify, everything. Music is cheap. It sucks. Guess what? We live here now. This is our reality. Before, our song could go on a radio and we can make a lot of money, you know. The 90s were the last era of the golden era of royalties. It's gone. It's gone. LimeWire, Napster, now Spotify, Daniel Ek. Anyways, sorry, I didn't say that. But and he doesn't write any music. But we're in trouble. But now you are the next generation to solve this problem for yourselves. Sorry, you can't solve it for everyone else. Only you can solve it for yourself. That's what I believe, right? My word's not law. But so you have to create value in your story. You have to create. You have to think outside the box. There are still industries in the world that are not getting musical support. So if you want to make a living, you can do that. There are communities, comunidad in the world that are not represented musically. If you are a singer or whatever, you connect with them. Be a voice. Represent them musically. And you will get the support, and that support will give you inspiration. The inspiration will allow you to keep creating and playing music. ¿Entiende? Muy bien. Okay. Supposed to have a break, but I'm gonna go straight, and so we can end a little bit sooner. I want to go into the ensemble things. I like this setting. Okay. So can you help me, guys? So, do you learn how to have rehearsals, ensayo técnicos? No? Okay. So I'm gonna offer some tips, advice that has helped me, and I've learned in rehearsal to make them efficient. It doesn't always. Sometimes you only have one rehearsal. So what do? Okay, so if you only have one rehearsal before a show or a recital, if you are in charge and organizing, you have to be very organized. Sorry, but if you can't sleep that night, sorry, you may not have to sleep. You need to make sure everyone is prepared so that no one can blame you for not being prepared. So that means singers for gigs or band leaders, but singers, because you don't play an instrument per se, that means that you need to have a catalog of the canciones, you know what key they are, right? Understand the key, communicate that, and have it in your phone saved, and then can send it WhatsApp to the musicians ahead of time. Later for wedding gigs or play, have your books ready. Have the music, not just the keys of the song, the sheet music. Do your homework. Give it to the musicians ahead of time so they know. So that, because the one thing we hate is, can you change the key in the spot? Okay, you're supposed to be a good musician, be able to change keys, but we hate it, right? We don't want to cambio key centers at the gig. So do your homework ahead of time, be prepared, and then update. You have a Google Drive, update it as you go. Now let's go to rehearsal techniques. We'll do this quickly. Okay, so I have my thing here. Perdón. Disculpa. Okay. We did that. Good. Okay, in the first rehearsal, tocar las canciones en completo. All right, and let's say if you are the music director, band leader, something, first have all material, todos músicos preparado. Then, so play song, be prepared. Mira, in most cases, we try to do our best. It's not always perfect, but rehearsal is not the time for you to learn how to play the song. Sometimes you have no choice but to do it, but most cases, it's not the time. At least in Hollywood, and I can say from Los Angeles, it's not the time. Learning the song is on your own time. Rehearsal is for playing the song, running the song. All right, band leader. Okay, and then so band leader, take notes. See? Sí, sorry.
Los ensayos son para ensayar. O sea, los ensayos son para tocar la canción, no para estudiarla, básicamente.
You do not want long rehearsals, right? You want efficient rehearsals, right? Okay, band leader. Take notes. Where in the song, the musicians or the song is not having problemas. Identify the sections and the parts, the lick, the tempo, everything, all right? Take notes. But don't give the notes out. This is rehearsal number 1. Let's say we only have 3 rehearsals, all right? 3 ensayos, all right? So take note, all right? Organize. Now you see, okay, rehearsal number 2. And this is simple. There's más otra cosas, pero just for time. Okay. Don't play the whole song. Don't play the whole song. Only practice, isolate this partes específico in the song. A problem in the first one. Work on those parts. And rehearse sections, not the whole thing. Imagine is canciones in sections and parts. Okay, take the sections and play them, and work on. Isolate. Okay, so you work a specific part. Okay, now the ensemble, got it right. Now only the phrase, the section, or section B or C, whatever. Just that. Don't do the whole thing. You can, but don't do the whole thing. Just because it's muy estresado to try to. Just focus on the individual. Make rehearsal short. See? Short tempo and then move on. Okay. Now, last rehearsal, play all the songs. Play them simple, right? Play all the songs in full. Make some small notes if you need to on the things, but play them in full. Address issues, and then practice. If there's a show, then you practice transitions. Okay. Daniel, all good? It's simple, and escucha, listen, organize rehearsals, have a plan, make sure everybody follows plan. I know it's difficult, but everybody needs to be on time if possible, because losing time is money, right? In the big industry, right? And we will get to this in this next section. Okay, so you know how to have a decent rehearsals, pero how do you build a show that's awesome for people who are not musicians or anything? This took me many years to learn. And I was a student in the military. They trained specific students on how to build shows. Pop, mainly this is for pop, rock, whatever. But why can't we do this in jazz? In jazz, traditional jazz concerts, in most cases you go to, you see they play one song, they try to figure out what the next song is. What do you want to play next? I don't know. Let's play C-Jam Blues. Okay. And then let's move on. Hey, I want to play Inner Urge. No, I don't know it. Oh, okay. What do you know? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Or it's too much espacio in between songs. It's no connecting. If you want a show to have impact, you're on a big stage, big audience. How do you construct it? So I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. There's these ideas. So you need to think the whole show is like one grande canciones. It's just one big story. You have to imagine the whole show. So that means it has different keys. It has different tempos. It has maybe, I don't know, if you're choreography or placement. And you have dialogue, you speak, right? You have many things, but what does a song have? It has many things. The whole show needs to be like that. First, I'll explain this in español. ¿Cuáles son las claves de las canciones? Para mantener espectáculo dinámico. Intente organizar las canciones. Es un orden que se mueve terceras, cuartas y quintas. Algo está bien. Evite repetir la misma tecla uno al lado del otro. Fisiología de centros clave. ¿Entiende? This is interesting. If you play the same key, the next song, same key, the brain lose interest, attention. Pero sometimes it sounds weird to go from one song, from here. Wait, so from E flat, and then to go. The next song may be weird. But if we move one song and say, start in C major. All right, we finish the song. If we move now, next song. The next song, we move to. And next song, we move. Your brain is resetting. It's starting fresh. Every song is a new attention. It's a new movement. But So that third, the next song could be a minor third or a major third. If you're doing major thirds, you can, if you want to think theory, you have chromatic medians. Chromatic medians are interesting in song placement. From song number 1, song number 2, song number 3, song number, and back to, you can return back to uno, right? But we are taking the audience sonically in a new territory. The song is a journey, so we need to go on a journey too. If we are in the same place, we can be in the same place. I'm in E minor. I'm still in E minor. I'm in E minor. It's interesting there, but it's more interesting if I'm going, I'm in E minor, I'm in A major, and then I'm in B, and then I'm in C. It's more dynamic, right? See? Okay. Now, singers, this is difficult. I'm sorry, but it can be difficult. It's not always perfect. I promise this formula is not always perfect, but you try your best. You try your best because that means that if you're used to doing a song in a certain key, you might have to change it in order for the show to have impact. See? Okay, next. Tempo. So let's remind ourselves the story is like this, like a solo, like a jazz solo, right? Or a storyline, right? But sometimes this has this, all right? It's like a montaña. So the beginning, you know, I'm going to point A, point B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so in the show, we build to something. Maybe the show is powerful. It starts there. Bam! Got your attention. Now, let's take the show and take it to a certain direction. Sometimes, it's not always a straight line. Sometimes the tempo is, okay, medio, but then, and then we build up, rápido, but then we get here, we slow down a little bit, and then we bring it back up here, and then we climb, okay, feelings, blah, blah, blah. Boom, something big, you know, and then, let's give the audience a break to breathe. And then feelings, and then last song, bam, get you, and then finish. And sorry, no encore. So tempo is important. How, you know, sometimes you don't want this. It's weird. It needs to have a flow. You need to flow the tempos. So not only do you have to think about keys of the song, you have to think tempo. Tempo. Okay, maybe I begin medium, or medium but powerful, and then I'm going to increase the speed of songs, put the songs that are faster, but then I need to give them a break. And then, so this is, think of the show like that, when you organize your tempos and your songs, or change the tempo of the songs. Mira, also, you have to think about the time signatures. You know, that's important. The feel, the time is to feel the songs. So sometimes, you know, it's good to add. You can add similar time signatures and connect them as long as the tempos and the key center change. But sometimes we need to give them a change too. So we have 3 things to think about. The order of keys of the songs, the tempo, and the time signatures of the songs.
What?
Time signature, like 4-4, 6-8, things like that. Okay, sorry. Los tempos. Organiza los tempos para seguir una estructura argumental. 3. Okay. Diálogo. Planifica tu diálogo y práctica. Encuentra algunas pequeñas frases y chistes para que tu audiencia te haga una idea de la canción. Ayude a guiar guiar su propia imaginación y fantasías brindándoles un pequeño marco o descripción de la canción que tocará. No hables demasiado corto, dulce y sencillo. All right? Not every song needs to be a whole story. You just need to give enough information to the audience where they are in your story. The story, mira, I'm going back. Everything's a story. Everything, todo is a story. How you tell a story to your friends when you're, at the cantina is a similar thing. So plan your dialogue or practice how you will speak and plan it. But don't talk after every song. All right? So maybe here you only say, okay, this song is blah, blah, blah. This song is about this, blah, 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 blah. But then the break. When you come down here, maybe have a moment, give musicians a break to talk, to break, and then you talk. Okay, how's everybody feeling? This is this, this is that, So it's really thankful to be here today, and we just want to continue sharing this. Thank you for coming out. Here's our last song. You guys ready for this last song? All right, great, let's go. And then boom, last song. And then thank you, good night, thanks for all the fish. Cada músico tiene una personalidad. Aprenda a desarrollar personajes y esencias múltiples. Okay, this on a stage show, every musician has a different persona. It is like acting, like theater, right? If you say I'm a bass player, maybe my role in this stage performance is I'm not crazy. I am relaxed, I focus and play, I support. Pero maybe the piano or guitarista is energético, but you have to develop your persona and practice your persona. Singers or lead, saxophone, you have a personality. Are you a wise man? And you have a lot of emotion, and then you break, and then you hide, or whatever. You have to imagine that on stage, it's like a theater performance too. Do not just stand there and be like, I don't play music. No, I mean, that could be funny. And if everyone has that personality, that's different. But find your character, right? And develop your character. And it's okay to have more than one character. It's okay. But decide. And then build that. If you have a band, that's this. Not always. At regular gigs, you just escucha, you listen, and complement each other. That's why adapting. Okay. Utilize space. Move on. I'm going to move here. This is not used enough. If you watch the big money-making shows, between every song, there's a transition. Almost every song is a transition. Okay, so, transiciones. Una de las partes más importantes de tu espectáculo. No reproduzcas tu programa como está en el disco. Conecta las canciones, mantén la energía fluyendo. Las transiciones también deben aislarse y practicarse como canciones. In your rehearsals, you have to practice this if you want to build a really good show. And when you go into touring bands, you will experience this. They will play the same show, but it's constructed. It's a science. And transitions help to keep the energía, continuing. If you break the energy, you lose the audience. One of my good friends is a music director, used to be music director for Shaka Khan, Tracy Carter. Explain that to me. There is no break in between songs. Always something. If you do not have something, find something, even simple, but find something to connect the songs together, especially a different key. If we're going to introduce a new key, a new song, a new tempo, maybe we have a moment, and then the drummer, the batería, has a ritmo to build into this. You have to treat transitions like canciones, like songs. They have their own identity. They complement the songs. This is where creativity is important. And here in Mexico City, this is the best city in the world with the best concerts in the world. You have the opportunity to observe, to see how all these bands put shows together. It's incredible. And how the show is the product. Mira, it's the product, right? You're selling the show. And when a promoter or investor or label comes, they want to see your show. Your band has a show. Now, does this work for jazz? Sí, yes it does. It does work for jazz. But maybe you have to dial it down a little bit. You can't just do stage dives after a sax solo. That's kind of weird, But use your brain. See? But transitions, very important. Connect the energy, connect the story, right? Okay, for these kind of shows, I'm guilty, culpa of this. Memoriza la música si puedes. Pase más tiempo con el contacto visual que con la pantalla. It's difficult. I'm guilty of this sometimes, but if you are going to build a band for a long term, memorize your music. The eye contact is so important. The communication, because each person has energy and personality. If you cannot connect all of them, if you're here all the time, even if you have music in big band, sometimes the connection in big band would be the connection to the director, right, or an orchestra. But you're aware. But it's more interesting to see a band that communicates together than a band that's just reading. Learn your music, memorize it. And lastly, have fun. Make it fun for you. Make it fun. Because if you don't look like you're having fun, the audience is not having fun. Es no divertido. The audience is observing how you perform. They're experiencing your performance. If you are a stick, maybe there's a way to do it. I've seen some interesting performances like that. But if you're boring, then the audience is bored, right? Find ways to, if you're introverted, it's difficult, introverted. Mira, remember, just collect the energy and practice how you change that in a performance, right? Use that, and then you can be tired later. But think about, okay, say recital, a classical recital. Most classical recital, you stand, one place, play. Maybe you're feeling this. But what if we did this? One song here, I do the next song here. What if I moved here? Simple things. Changes the look. Changes the attention, right? There's so many things I can go forever about that. Also, placement, how you place the musicians, right? Say this is a stage, right? It's important to study, look at other shows, espectáculos, on YouTube, whatever. Where do they put the musicians? For cuatro, trios, or más grande bands. Because if there are videographers and photographers, the position of your band is important because you want to get the best photos every time, right? And you need to place them. So, and we don't think about this sometimes, but think about what the photographer sees. Now everybody brings their phone to take video. If everyone, certain styles of music are a certain way, but if in a jazz ensemble, if everyone's in a straight line, there's no good angles for photos. There's no dynamic movement. There's no thing. So find a placement. Sometimes it's not always good to have the lead, in the front. Sometimes on the side. All right. And then maybe the bateria, because we have a zone, right? We have zones. So, this is not, I wouldn't do this, but maybe actually I'll put this over here. Okay, so if the camera, let's see, can I see? Okay, cool. Let's pretend that looks like a fish, whatever. Okay, so wherever the camera is, if the camera goes over here, he gets a great angle. If the camera moves over there, he still gets a great angle, gets both sides. If the camera is on stage or the camera is far back, you have to play with geometry, all right? Understand the basic geometry of placement in musicians. Observe how other bands do it. These few things make a huge difference in your show. And a lot of people don't do that because it's not, information is not available. This is something that music directors sometimes learn, but not much in libros or anything. They pass this. It's like almost a secret, like music publishing. Everyone tries to. It's like a secret too, how to make a ton of money in music. So, but when you think about that, when you do a recital or imagine that sometimes it's no fácil to have musicians move all the time, to change position, because for a pop show or for a rock show, it's good to move spots to communicate, to feel off of everybody, right? So we have to play with different parameters. We do the best we can. ¿Entiende? ¿Preguntas? Okay. So what do you think? ¿Qué piensas?
About tempo, how many songs we can change the tempo or like?
Up to you. It depends on how many songs in the show. Let's take 4 canciones. All right. Depending on the story of the show, the songs, you again imagine a story. Okay, I only got 4 songs to perform in this recital. Okay, maybe the first song is energético. Bam. Okay, next song, medio. To start going down, maybe go this way or this way, right? Down. Now build. Last one, última, energético. Tal vez. Not always the truth, but you have to think. And then the show, when you have, say, only 4 canciones, okay, guess the theme of the whole show. If the songs are random, okay, it's just a regular jazz club. But if it's a show, I'm talking about a show, everybody, a show. Not just a regular gig for background music, but it's a show. What is the plan? Decidir canciones that fit the theme. Mm-hmm. Now there's a story. It's not más fácil. It's easier. You have the information and how to decide where to go, and you can be creative, different too, right? Surprise it. No, super slow. I'm gonna play Shanaf, from Dizzy Glade. Maybe. If a jazz club or jazz people know that song, they'll be like, whoa, that's slow. Or giant steps, super lento. You can change that, make it different, right? So, so it really depends. I personally, one way to do it, I start maybe not too rápido, but still energético or a big statement, just opening statement, and then it's like saying, "Hi, my name is Nor. Whoa, and I am a musician, and I love this." Now here's the story. My songs. This is the story of this one, the historia, and then this is the point where I go. Make sense? Does that help answer?
Yes.
Anyone else? Okay. So I know this is a lot of information I went through today. So today, the whole theme I just want you to remember about is the story, your story. And all the partes that tell your story. The story is your marketing. The story is your artistry and your music and how you play, what you decide to play, how you do that, how you find your community, how you build your career. Your career is a story that you're going to tell someone someday, or other people want to follow your story. See, and that is your career. It really is. And ideas, how to generate new ideas, how to overcome creative problemas in creativity. So, exercises to do that, so that you can think outside the box. And then how to conduct rehearsals, basic wise, be more efficient. And then how to do business and how to build a show. Is it? It's a lot. But gracias por venir, and gracias Abril and staff at Escuela for letting me share, these few things, because it's special, and I'm happy. I want to recruit you. I want to help inspire you to help inspire everyone else, right? Because your music and your stories is super important right now in the world. And I know that sounds like, save the world, but it's important. Everything you play is almost religioso. It's almost like a religion. It's a gift that you create, and it becomes real in this on this planet, in this reality. So what you put, you need to give it your passion. If it's music, if you decide not to play music, anything you do, find something you're passionate about and do it with these concepts in mind. And you create a life worth living and music worth sharing. Right? So, last questions. Anything else? Or your brain...
How to contact, what is the best way to contact a manager?
So remember earlier I said, forget about managers. Look for lawyers and accountants. Learn business. If you're not going to be do business, at least know. One of the problems in the music industry for musicians is we get screwed all the time. We are not good. No bueno at business. We're not good at business. It's your responsibility to learn the basics and how business works. How to be an entrepreneur, how to handle yourself. Because if you get a manager and you don't understand anything, they can put things in the contract you're not thinking about, and then you don't have a career and they have all the money. Educate yourself in business. There is a good guy, I studied with him, his name is Bobby Borg. If you want to, he has some books on music business for the artist, the DIY musician. Really great, good educator I studied with, and he has a few books out, and he has to issue new ones because the industry changes. So the best kind of manager is the one that finds you. If you go to a manager and in most cases, and you say, I want to be represented, then you don't have no power. Like, well, that right? To negotiate. You're like, please take me gigs. I don't know. No. The best way to do it is they approach you. How? Play a great show. Everyone is watching. When the person finds you, they will say, I want to manage you. great. But they need to know what they're doing, right? It's difficult. So if there's no managers, because there's hardly any good managers, let's say look for a good lawyer and an accountant to track expenses, everything, right? Start there. And then, mira, if you look professional and everyone knows you're professional, then no one can mess with you. Everyone is like, oh, he's a professional, but they take you seriously. They're like, oh, he's an artist. Oh, cool. Come play at my coffee shop. You know, I'll give you a pan or something, whatever. Can't pay the bills with bread. Oh, kind of. But so I would not recommend looking for a manager. Not yet. I would say get a manager if you're making a lot of money. You need someone to manage that. Because when an artist has too much money, they don't know what to do with it. Most of the problem. We look at MC Hammer, for instance, you know, or big artists that don't know what they don't know what they're doing when they get lots of money, success, and then they lose everything rápido. This happens a lot with a lot of rap artists, hip hop artists. No foundation, no understanding business, no nada. They just, my manager takes care of that. Manager's embezzling money. It's like, yeah, I got you, boo-boo. And then, it's tough to say, always, never trust your manager. It's tough. Don't give them, always keep them on their toes so they can't cheat you. It's hard. But one way to avoid manager, or a problem with manager, just don't have one. Have a lawyer. Mira, the lawyer can book all the contracts and all your gigs and do that. He can be the manager. And a manager, if he doesn't have a law degree or a law, he can't do contracts for you. It's illegal. Almost todo mundo, And then one thing you do not want to have is you're about to play a show and find out it's canceled, the government canceled it, or the police canceled because they broke laws. It's terrible because the manager booked the show. Promoters are different. I don't know how they do it, but it's a mystery. But don't trust promoters either, but respect them. Always respect everybody in business. Always respect them. But always have a plan in the back of your mind of how to make sure you're protected, that you don't have problems. Okay? So I think the thing about a lawyer, is everything is escribo on papeles or PDF is written down. Cannot, and it's it's legal. Cannot fight that. It's boom. Manager can't exactly what they have to work with, maybe a lawyer or a notary, right? So find out who those people are. Research. Who are the producers of the shows? Who are not, maybe not always research the people who are performing, but research the people who created the show, or the people who put the show together. That is the most difficult part of your career, is to find out who's the producer, who's the promoter, who did this, who did that. Those are the people you want to be nice, amable to, and be friends with, because those people will build your show. Be friends, be nice to the photographer or the director for the music video, whatever. Because if you look bad in front of everybody in the whole world, nobody wants to hire you. But if you make a connection, you be nice to them, they'll be nice to you, and it's like, oh, you know what, this is a nice angle, I like this person. Instead of, yeah. So, I don't know, there's a lot of information. Okay, anything else? Great. Gracias. Thank you so much for the time.